This is one of those Airbeds. Portable, convenient, easy to store and pull out if you have a guest stay over a night or two. This is the bottom side. The top side has this velvety surface. It has sprung a leak. I got to find the leak and fix it. On the bottom side is the usual place for leaks to occur because that's down against the floor and it's an easy place where it gets punctured. You can locate leaks in these things by mixing up a little sudsy water and just taking a rag, or you can do this with a spray bottle, and dampening the surface. If you blow the bed up pretty firm, then it should start to leak at whatever spot you suspect. I've coated the whole thing with soapy water. I'm applying some pressure and looking for bubbles. I don't see any bubbles coming through the soapy water on this side. The next place I want to check for leaks is around the pump. The vinyl is sealed against this plastic pump housing, and that's a potential place to have a leak. I'm also looking at the knob. Oh, look at that. There's a big bubble forming right there. See that? That is a major bubble. Okay, that's a leak. That's definitely a leak. There it is. This is kind of hard to see because of the black, but I don't know if you can tell here. This is the housing for the inflator. Then there's this seam right here. This is black vinyl that's adhered to the tan vinyl. And then that seam goes around right here, right close to the raised part of the housing, and this is where the leak is. That's going to be tricky to repair. To fix this, I am going to use this product, Aquaseal FD. This is a urethane adhesive. It's made for repairing things like wetsuits and waders. It's supposed to adhere to vinyl. I don't know. I've never done this before. Vinyl is tricky because vinyl has certain chemicals in it that constantly kind of migrate to the surface. That's what keeps vinyl flexible and pliable for years. Those chemicals tend to break down sealants and glues, adhesives, those types of things. So we'll see if this works. They say it works on vinyl. We'll see. For the adhesive to adhere to this plastic housing, I'm going to have to clean up this, get all the soap off that I tested this with. I don't know if you can see there's a little shiny there. I think that's the soap. And then I also need to rough it up, sand this surface a little bit so that the adhesive can grab onto this plastic. All right, getting all the soap off of this. And that's good, I think. Dry it off. To rough up the plastic, I'm just going to take an old piece of 100 grit sandpaper, fold a little edge on it so I can go into the crease here and just scratch up that plastic. And over here by the cord, it's really tight quarters. get the dust off of there. Now I'm going to take a little isopropyl alcohol and clean off the vinyl. This is what they recommend you do if you're patching your vinyl or rubber surface. Yeah, put on rubber gloves. Brand new tube. Looks like I need to puncture the cap. It's not a very big hole. Hopefully, oh, it's coming out though. There it is. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. It looks a little bit like silicone. And what I have here is a chopstick, just an old chopstick that I'm going to try to use as a spreader to push it into this crack here. See what happens. I don't know. Oh yeah, it's pretty thick stuff. Now you can see how I've propped this whole thing up level here. They say to keep it level, so that's what I've done. I can tell I'm going to have to spread that into the crevice where I want it. I'm going to need to put some over here too, but first I'm going to spread all that. Okay, I'm going to use this chopstick and just sort of mush it all out along here. Now they suggest that you spread it a ½ inch on each side of your puncture or tear in your surface. So that's why I'm going to bring it all down onto this black vinyl. Got a pretty thick body to it. I can tell that it is sort of self-leveling. It runs a touch. They make this in a thinner version for actually doing seams, where you would lay a new piece of material on and glue it to an existing material. Since I'm doing it, I might as well just do the entire seam. I'll try to squeeze a little in under there under pressure, like that. I'll take a thin piece of plastic maybe and use that to kind of spread it underneath there. Hopefully get it to cover the seam. Okay, I think I've covered everything pretty well. Okay, well, they say it needs 8 to 12 hours to dry to keep it level, so I'm just going to leave it right here. I'll probably go for the full 12 hours because we've been having some cooler weather with a little bit of humidity in the air, so we'll just let this go. There's no rush. The tube, they say you can seal this up with a little piece of foil over the end, put the cap back on, and to store it in the freezer. So that's what I'll do in case we have to do another application later on. All right, it's been almost 24 hours since I sealed this up. It feels dry. It looks pretty good. You can see how it leveled out quite a bit. Yeah, so I guess the thing I got to do is inflate this and test it for leaks. I inflated this rather firm. I'm putting some weight on it. We're going to test it with sudsy water here. I'm not seeing any issue. Yeah, I don't see any bubbles. I think I've sealed that leak. Okay. Now, only time will tell. I have to put it to use and see how it holds up. Thanks for watching.